Okay, so everybody, I think, yeah, this class I forgot to. So yesterday, we shouldn't have headphones in, right? So yesterday, I gave y'all back some papers. One of the papers, look over here, was called multi-step equations distribution. There was 2 errors on my key, which means if you look at that and you had number 4 and 6 and you're like, I thought I got it right, you're probably right. Okay, these are the answers, freebies for distribution, that worksheet. So what I did was I went to everyone's grade and just added 20 points to it. Okay, so whatever was on the page, add 20 to it. That's what I put in the grade book to cover up that mistake. I'm not going to go back and write them all if I don't have them. Y'all have them, or they were passing. So there's that. Just saying. In Skyward. And then headphones, please. Yeah, I'll take it here. I got one in my ear. All right, so to record with a mic. Not listen to anything. Promise. Now, real quick. In Skyward, if you see a 1, that means you have a missing assignment. Okay? 1 is code for missing. Does everyone understand that? So if you're looking at Skyward, what's my grade? Why is there a 1 there? It's missing. Okay? You actually have to get everything wrong to get a 0 as a grade in Skyward. Okay? So you get 1 freebie point. Cool? Now, let's talk about this warm-up. I already talked about checking your grades in Skyward. You want to do that? What's the deal here? I swear, it's always. Why isn't this writing? Okay, let me try to open this up again. 1 second. You want to make sure you've turned in yesterday's assignment, plotting points and slope. Now, I understand if you didn't finish, though some of y'all I don't understand because you could have been working on it in class and said you were doing something else you shouldn't have been doing. But nonetheless, you will have extra time today to work on it in class, right? So let's do this warm-up real quick. On number 1, when we're finding slope, do y'all remember yesterday that slope is change in y over change in x? Remember, the triangle means change. Change in y over change in x. And we talked about the bird beak method, or whatever you want to call it, where you're finding the change each time. Now, this one is tricky on purpose, right? So if you're looking at a phone, don't look up, look it up here, okay? How do I get from 9 to 2? Okay? And it's sometimes hard to hear with the mask on, but a little louder. What is it? All right. Now, up. Can you help me out? Well, then it won't matter then if you take it out. Appreciate it. So, yes, it's -7. If anyone said 7, I couldn't tell because there was multiple people talking. But it's not just 7. Believe me, if you just put 7, you're going to get the wrong answer. If the numbers are going down, you got to think that's a negative number. So -7 right here, and then it goes down 7 again. It goes down 7 again. Okay, are y'all able to tell between going up, positive, going down, negative, right? Now, on the left side now that was change in y. Change in y. Now, what about the change in x? So, bird beaks, what's happening each time here? Adding 2. It's a positive 2. So, what's my final answer going to be? What is that slope? Who thinks it's 2 over -7? Okay, no, because it's change in y over change in x. -7 over 2, okay? So be careful with that. Now, if you can reduce it, does -7 over 2 reduce? It does not, so that's the answer, -7 over 2, okay? This is what you can do after we go over the notes for today. So, here's what we're doing today. All right, so I'm handing out what we're doing today. I'm going to go over a few of them with you, kind of like yesterday, and then you're going to work on it. Emphasis on work instead of talk, right? We don't need to move feeding charts or anything like that. We're responsible young adults that can do our work, right? And there's going to be one extra one for her. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Well, this is the slope formula. This should be old news, stuff from Algebra 1, but if you never learned it or forgot it or whatever, here we are. Don't forget now. So, this is find the slope of a line passing through 2 points. And then here's your formula. Slope equals m, and it says y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That is what you need to know. But here's the deal. And when I was learning this, I was like, which one's which? Which one's x1? Which one's y2? What's the deal? So let's go ahead and label these points real quick. Underneath 4.8, go ahead and put, this is point 1, okay? Your first point. Underneath 3, negative 2, that's your point 2. That's your second point, okay? And we should know that these are x before y, x before y, right? So when the equation says y2, they're talking about point 2's y value. So put a little, that's a y2 right there. So that means y1 is on point 1. x2 is on point 2. x1 is on point 1. Okay? Do you see how these match up? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's how you do it. And that's what is printed here. Okay? So for y2, it was negative 2 minus y1, which is 8, over x2, which is 3, minus x1, which is 4. Negative 2 minus 8 is negative 10. 3 minus 4 is negative 1. And your last step is to reduce. Negative 10 over negative 1 is just 10. Okay? Now, it's one thing to have it typed out on a piece of paper. Another thing to try it together. So we're going to do number 1 together. Can you help me out with that note, please? It'll be over soon, and then. All right. So number 1, we need to do the same formula. So let's write this down: y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay. So again, knowing which one is which. So y2 is over here, y1's right here. So I'm going to write 6, and then you have to write the minus sign. And then what's y1? 2, all right. Over, what's x2? What's the second x value? 5. You have to put the minus sign now. And then, what is x1? It's not 4, it's negative 4. So here's the deal. I already have a minus sign. I need to write the negative 4 after it. Negative 4. Now, how many of y'all, you don't have to tell me, but tell yourself, how many of y'all would have just put 5 minus 4? Because that's a 5, that's a minus 4. Okay? You can't forget the subtraction sign that has to be there every time. Now, you might already know this, but when you are subtracting a negative number, what do these turn into? A plus sign. A minus and a negative turn into a plus sign, right? So, I don't mind if you write the plus sign, but you just cannot forget the first minus sign. Okay? You cannot forget the subtraction, okay, when you're doing this. So 5 minus negative 4, I'm going to write it as an extra step here. 6 minus 2 over 5 plus 4. That's what changed, the plus sign. If you skip this step right here, that's fine. If you just write the plus. What I like to do is write a plus sign on top of the two minus signs. That way I know they canceled out, right? Now I just got to do some math. What's 6 minus 2? 4. What's 5 plus 4? 9. 4 over 9. Does that reduce? Who said yes? All right. 4 over 9 does not reduce, okay? They don't have a common factor. That's the word. They do not have a common factor. 2 goes into 4, but not 9. 3 goes into 9, but not 4. So 4 over 9, that's good. Let's do one more, number 2. All right, y2 minus y1. What am I going to write on top? Okay, 3 minus what? Negative 5. And on the bottom, what minus what? 7 minus 5. All right, look up here. When I see minus negative, I like to turn that into a plus sign, okay? That's kind of a crooked plus sign, okay? If you're going to do what I just did, it needs to cover up both minus and negative, okay? Both of them. So 3 plus 5 on top is what? 8. 7 minus 5 on bottom is 2. What's 8 divided by 2, or 8 over 2? Reduce 2? 4 over 1, or just 4? Okay. So theoretically, you could do 3 through 8 on that one. Number 9, you're going to write a sentence about how you feel about your understanding of that. It's a complete sentence thing. And then on the back, we did tables yesterday, right? But you're also going to answer these questions. What is happening as the x increases? What's happening as to the y? Is it a positive or negative slope? And then find the slope. Okay? So your goal today is to finish yesterday's assignment instead of talking for the rest of class, and then finish this assignment instead of talking for the rest of class. Cool? You may begin.